Pastor Chidi, yes, we have seen drama and we have seen people going from state to state. There was one of the videos that we took earlier that people were standing in front of your local government saying that you are no more chairman. Can you please tell us what's going on in River State and what's the way forward?
I want to say that.
Pastor Lloyd. Oh, I think we lost connection to him. We'll come back to him soon. Let's begin from the studio. Yes, River State has become a state.
Hello, IJ.
Okay, yes. Thank you so much. Yes, I can hear you now.
Yeah, I said it's unfortunate that what is happening in River State is a melodrama of some sort. River State has been on the news for the wrong reasons for God knows how long. What happened today is that you recall that today is a continuation of the Salah, the Muslim celebration. So my attention was drawn to the fact that some persons were in front of my council pretending as if they have taken over the council, as if there is a war. Well, it's unfortunate. We are also very law-abiding persons. We rely on what the courts will say pertaining to all of these disputes that are going on. So we didn't know that governance has become by conquest. So we are waiting. All we thought was that since the disputes exist, that the courts will take a decision one way or the other as to what should happen.
Okay.
But it's unfortunate that the governors broadcast this morning, which is contemptuous of the order of the Court of Appeal. So we have a governor in Rivers State who gives a nod to self-help without following due process. So that is where we are. You know, all of this while the governor has been playing the victim, but today he has shown the world that he is indeed the aggressor. So I thought if I were him, but God forbid, it would have been in my place to ensure that nobody makes any trouble. But his chief of staff was seen in an amateur video in my council. And in Joma, you know, I'm not a man that runs away from problem. But as one gets older, you begin to shelve certain things. It reminds me of what Don Michael said in the video, Godfather. The more I try to pull away, the more they draw me back into what I tend to forget. So today is a holiday. The HLGAs have been asked to take over, and tomorrow will be a working day. Let's see how it goes.
So are you saying after the expiration of your tenure last night, midnight last night, that tomorrow, being a working day, you go there as the council chairman? Is that what you're saying?
Ijoma, you recall that I became a council chairman with the instrument of law. I did not go to become a council chairman by what the Frenchman will call espace vital. You recall what happened in those days when General Vichy walked across France. Until today, it is still known and remembered as the Le Paris de Vichy. So that is not what we intend to do. We are a democracy. I was elected by my people for a period of 3 years. Now recall that the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria has amended in Section 7, donated whole and entire everything that concerns local governments, especially Section 7 sub 1. The Section 7 sub 1 did say that the local government is hereby guaranteed by the Constitution and that it shall be administered at all times by a democratically elected personnel. Now, because due to the inability of the Rivers State government to create the enabling environment for the Rivers State Electoral Commission to conduct elections, because the law, the local government law, the research law, as it were, provides for the procedure for the conduct of local government elections, which includes that elections, the publication for elections must be announced 90 days before the expiration of the tenure of the incumbent chairman. Now, when this did not happen, the Rivers State House of Assembly, led by Martin Samehule, had to rise to the occasion and invoked the doctrine of necessity. What that means is that just assume that the nation is in a state of war and that the government of Rivers State and its agencies is unable to conduct elections. What happens? The governor, the House of Assembly extended the tenure of the local government chairmen who were elected by 6 months. Recall that this is not an albatross. This has happened in Zamfara State. We are aware that the governor of Zamfara State had written to the State Assembly that is empowered by the Constitution to extend the tenure of local government chairmen. The pastor Eno Omo of Akwa Ibom State has also done so because it is unable to conduct local government elections. It pleaded with those who are incumbent to continue in office until such a time when elections will be conducted. Now, this was what the Martins Amehule Assembly rose up to cure. Now, having done so, we are now emboldened by the law of the Rivers State House of Assembly as passed by the Martins Amehule and 26 order, who constitute the majority of the State Assembly. If you might recall that I have been there back to back for 3 tenures for 12 years, and 7 of which I was East House leader. So what some of these laws, we were the progenitors of some of these laws. We were the precursors of some of these laws. So Martins Amehule has caused an amendment to the Rivers State Local Government Law number 5 of 2018,
Okay.
to which that the first amendment to that law was in consonance with the provisions of the decision of the Supreme Court in a plethora of cases where the Supreme Court, especially in the case of AG Abia State and AG Federation,
All right.
where the Supreme Court declared inter alia that the administration of local government by caretaker committees is an aberration. The Supreme Court has also said so in a plethora of cases that the use of caretaker committee in the administration of local government offends the intent and purpose of Section 7 Sub 1 of the 1999 Constitution as amended. Now, this was what the Martins Amehule Assembly cured in its amendment in 2023.
All
Most
right.
people will say, oh, that this law has been declared null and void by the Justice Dekatema Kyo judgment. Now, what the Justice Dekatema Kyo judgment did was to annul certain provisions of the local government law of 2024, which has to deal with elongation of tenure. But the important thing is to say that the Justice Zekate judgment did not annul all of the law, all of the principal law of the Rivers State House of Assembly.
All right.
It expunged and declared null and void Section 9234 of that law.
All
So,
right.
which
But
means
Sir Lloyd.
the section that deals with the fact that you cannot introduce heads of local government to man the local government is still alive. It has not been appealed. The one that says you cannot use local government caretaker committee chairman is still alive and cannot be appealed. So when I woke up this morning, to my chagrin, I heard the governor of Rivers State announce in what looks like a military coup speech, a coup speech, that the reins of authority of local government shall now be manned by local heads of local government administration who are not from the local government. It offends the spirit and principle of the
Okay.
amendment I caused by
Okay.
the matters I'm
But
ably led
Pastor
upon.
Lloyd, you see, I would like to say a big thank you because we don't have much time. I wish we had time. We'll allow you talk, but hopefully we'll watch development as they unfold, and probably we'll bring you back again if you go to work tomorrow and you find out something happens, so we can have you tell us what the next step will be. I want to say thank you so much for the short time and for joining us. We appreciate it.
Yeah, Ijoba, I want to say that I employ Nigerians to see what happens when you have in consonance with the provisions of Ecclesiastes chapter 10 verse 16. When you have a
We have
child
gone to
rule over
church now.
a city.
We have gone to church, isn't it? All right, let's come to the studio. Barrister Maxwell, because we have other persons that will be talking on this issue.
Okay.
He has quoted the Rivers Law by the House of Assembly, Martin led House of Assembly. That's why they still have to remain in office. That's the local government chairman in Rivers State.
Okay, I want to start by, I'm here just to talk about the position of the law. Now, Chidi Lloyd is a PhD law. I know him very well. I think they have misfired.
Misfired?
Yes. One, the law that gave them the power to stay beyond 20th June. That is the River State Law number 2 of 2024. That particular law has been rendered invalid by the Court of Competent Jurisdiction. So rely on that law is as a result of somebody placing something on nothing, and it cannot stand. There is no such law. That law that gave them the power has been declared invalid. I'm not even talking about those that made the law, whether they have the legitimate power to make the law, whether the law was properly passed. I don't want to go into that. The court, River State High Court, has declared that particular law null and void.
But he said it's yet to be appealed?
No, they went on appeal. They went on appeal. And appeal court now, on last Friday, said that parties should maintain status quo.
Yeah.
Not status quo ante, not status quo antebellum. Status quo antebellum is quite different from status quo ante. That is at the present. Now, what do I mean? Antebellum means before the issue started coming to court. Now, status quo ante means as at the time the court made that particular order. As at the time the matter is before the court. What was the status quo? The status quo is that particular law that gave them the power to elongate their tenure has been declared null and void, even as we speak now. There is no such law until Court of Appeal sets that judgment aside. Anything short of that is a nullity. That one is that. Then two, which the area he's coming from, whether the governor has the power to act the local government administrators who is acting as a permanent secretary in that local government to take over the power is a different ballgame altogether, because that one is something that they can go and challenge in court. Okay. Now, going back to secretariat by tomorrow to go and cause trouble, they're acting unlawfully.
So should the secretariat remain without a local government chairman?
No,
if the heads is a different ball game and
yes,
can be challenged in court.
Which the governor has declared that they should start acting.
So who will not challenge them?
Anybody can challenge.
Okay.
They can go and challenge it. But as it stands now, those people governor recognized should be acting.
Okay, they should be acting.
Of course.
The 23 local government chairmen, their tenure expired.
They should not go there, because the law that elongates their tenure has been rendered invalid
by
the court. So when they say that the document you use to enter university is fraud, and they are telling people that you have first class, you are not supposed to be in the university in the first instance. So they should not even go to that secretariat until Court of Appeal set aside that particular law. That is the position of the law. And the two, you see, when you are making reference to the things that is happening, remember in my state, some people decamped from PDP, joined APC when Hope Uzodinma took over. Nobody challenged it. And moreover, the governor was there to welcome them. That is why everybody is calling, except this document called the Constitution is being reviewed, or we come up with a very brand new constitution that we, the people of Nigeria, will give to ourselves. Not this particular document that's been authored by a military head of state. It will never stand because it has created a lot of, if you watch that particular law, the local government, if you should ask me, the local government is a department under the executive. If you should work, because even the State House of Assembly cannot even act, perform appropriately in line with Section 7 without the power of the governor. Okay. So, yes, so this particular constitution needs holistic, in fact, we need a new constitution.
Okay.
Otherwise, this problem will continue because now you can see how Chidi Lloyd is giving his own interpretation in line with Section 7. Now, that particular law, which you said that you made, the president and the governor refused to sign and veto his power. And the governor is saying that as at the time you made this law, there was an interim order asking you not to perform as a lawmaker because you have defected.
Okay.
I hear what I'm saying. So I don't want to go into that, but what I'm relying on to advise them now is that particular law that elongates their tenure, they should concentrate in court of appeal. They should not even go to that secretary. Let them go to court of appeal.
And get judgment first.
Yes. If the court of appeal set it aside, they can now come back and continue.
And say that this is where we'll stay.
That is the position.
All right.
And the secretary you don't expect the local government secretary to be empty. Somebody must be controlled, and that is where the doctrine of necessity, where the governor is now. I know that when they go to court to challenge it, the governor will say, well, I don't have option than to do this. That is the position of the law.